It's a rare Saturday morning here at Witch Hollow where I actually have some free time to take a minute for myself, have a cup of V8 juice, the homemade V8 juice in my previous video, and make some elderberry syrup. With kids going back to school and the temperature starting to drop, everybody is starting to get sick again. And that is why today I am going to show you how I make my elderberry antiviral syrup. And I like to support our immune systems and provide some additional defense against catching common colds and little bugs that are going around. This elderberry syrup recipe is great because you only need 3 ingredients and it's really easy to whip up. I do want to say ahead of time, this is not my recipe. It is a recipe that I got out of an herbal medicine book that I purchased about 2 years ago. And I always make sure I whip up a batch, usually at the start of the cooler weather. Let's get started. This book by Bridget Doherty has been huge, and I love trying all of the different herbal infusions that are offered in this book. I will admit I haven't had time to try all of them, but I slowly work my way through and every few months try something new and different. With this antiviral elderberry syrup, you're only going to need dried elderberries, water, and then honey or sugar. I'm only going to do a half a batch of this recipe, so instead of 4 cups of dried elderberries, I'm going to do 2 cups with 4 cups of water and 1 cup of honey. I will say that I love gifting this elderberry syrup as well. So right around the holiday season, I will make a batch and then gift it to friends and family so that that'll last them through the winter months. I thought I would take a brief moment to show you what dried elderberries look like. Once I've added my elderberries and my water to the cook pot, I'm going to get ready to place this on the stove. I'm going to turn the heat to medium. While the elderberries and water are coming up to temperature, I am going to be putting 1 cup of honey into my glass pitcher. Once the water starts to boil, I'm going to lower the heat a little bit more and bring it to a nice simmer. And I'm going to cook this syrup down until half of the liquid has evaporated. It takes about 15 minutes or so, but just keep an eye on it. Once the first part of the syrup is done cooking, I'm going to turn the heat off, and then I'm going to place a lid on the pot and let it sit for about 20 to 30 minutes just to slowly cool down a little bit and allow more of the elderberries to soak into the water. The reason I put a lid on the pot is because you will lose some medicinal properties as they evaporate out of the pot from the steam, so I like to keep that all in if I can. My 30 minutes are up, And I am going to filter the elderberries through a mesh metal strainer. And I'm going to pour it right into my glass Pyrex measuring cup where my honey is. Just going to gently press all of the elderberry syrup out of the elderberries. And then once I'm done, I'm going to slowly stir to incorporate the honey and the elderberry liquid together. Once the honey is dissolved, or the sugar, whichever you use, you can now take this elderberry syrup and pour it into a glass mason jar, label it, and place it in the refrigerator, and it will last up to 3 months. When you go to have some of this syrup, start slowly because it can give you some intestinal discomfort. So what I recommend is start with a teaspoon and use it when you've been around somebody who's been sick, or you've been out in the cold all day, or you're just feeling a little under the weather. You can take it directly, or you can add it to a smoothie, which Mr. Witch likes to do, or you can put it in a hot cup of tea and use it as your sweetener since there's honey or sugar in it. Thank you so much for joining me at Witch Hollow Homestead today. I hope you found this video helpful and inspiring. If you would like to see more videos like this regarding tinctures and syrups that are medicinal, let me know in the comments. Happy homesteading!